Hello everyone, Yensid Organist here, and welcome back to another episode of OrgelCraft. Hope you all are having a good day today. I guess I should preface this by saying I wasn't sure if I should make this an episode of OrgelCraft or not. And of course I start the episode as the sun is going down. But yeah, so this episode is mostly going to be me talking about what all has been going on, where I am as far as this channel goes, as far as things are going in my life, just so that you kind of have an idea where this series has gone. So to that end, we're just gonna kind of walk around the world today. I'm hoping to maybe draw a little inspiration from it, but also just kind of, walk through everything that I've done in this world. I'm not making this an official world tour, but I think it's always nice to come back and revisit things. I'm doing this episode completely off the cuff. I have thought about some things that I want to say, but really I'm going to be freestyling most of this. So you're in for a talky episode. If you don't feel like listening through all of the talking, then the short version is sort of kind of taking a break from OrgelCraft, but not really. It really just depends on when I'm inspired. So take that for what it's worth, and if you want the full explanation, stay tuned. I totally forgot that I had left one of the original village lampposts from when this world was first generated in. I'm also not overly going to be commenting on things that we're looking at today. I just kind of want to walk around and see everything. So, where am I in terms of the channel? I guess we'll start there. Because, that's what you're here for and all of this. So where things are I am, and this is what I've titled this video, so you already know this going in, but I am in a creative funk right now. I think I'm calling the video The Creative Struggle or something to that end. So to back up a few, probably about a month or so. So I had gotten back into building some stuff in the city, and was really, I was feeling inspired. I was having a good workflow, getting projects done, and I was excited to be working on things in here again, and really hoped that that was going to kind of turn things around. So it had 2 or 3 episodes in a row, and then I hit the week before I went on vacation. And it wasn't just this channel, because I was trying to make sure I had content for the week I was going to be gone, but I also had lots of real-life things that needed to be done. And so I had fully intended to do an OrgelCraft episode that week, and then also one for when I got back. And by the time I hit Sunday, I was leaving on Monday, and so by the time I hit Sunday, I had no time really left to record with everything else that I had to do, and was not feeling overly inspired to do anything. So that happened, and then I went on vacation. And so that was a week gone, and then I came home and had all the things to catch up from when I was on vacation. And so all of that just kind of snowballed into something. So I got back, I got through everything, I got caught up on all of my work, and I was like, okay, need to do an OrgelCraft episode. What do I want to do? And I had 3 or 4 ideas that I was playing around with. But I wasn't I wasn't committed to any of them, and so I popped into the world, and I was like, all right, I'm going to work on this project today. And, flew around, walked around, checked on materials, and was just like, nope, this does not feel like the right thing. So I logged off and was like, all right, well, I'll mull this over, see what else I want to do. So came back the next day. I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll work on this. Popped on, walked around, did the same kind of thing. I was like, nope, not feeling this either. Did this probably about 4 times, jumped in and was like, yes, I'm totally going to do this. I want to make this episode. And then as soon as I got in the world, just like all motivation was gone. Didn't feel like doing anything. And that was when I realized I was like, something is off with my creative process. And it's something that has been off for a while in general. But I didn't feel like it had bled over into Minecraft content until recently. And so if you follow my main channel, my music channel, you know that I have not posted anything there in about 3 months. I had do I have any minecarts in here? I do. I had said that I had made a community post. I said, I'm taking just a little bit of some time off because I haven't been feeling any inspiration as far as writing arrangements, and been struggling to be motivated to practice and all of that. So so I was taking a little break from there. I am still not out of that funk, because I don't have anything. I have a couple of things that I'm working on. Something broke here, and this has been driving me crazy for a while. If we change this into but then I can't do that one. What if we move the... Ow. That... I can't actually get out of here. And that's a half slab. Alright. Fortunately, there is a secret way out of here. Nope. There is a... I know there is a secret access here. Where? Oh, it's over here. Okay, let's try this again. Now I've lost my train of thought. No. Eh. You there. You over there. Me in here. Going. Nope. Well, that's annoying. Something broke with minecarts, and I can no longer get through here. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Now I've completely lost track of what I was saying. Oh, there's a guy in a boat. Why are you over here? I don't know. You know what? We're just going to walk. We are just going to walk at this point. But yeah, so really been struggling creatively over there. And I think some of what I have been dealing with is I've gotten into a little bit of I don't want to call it a rut. Emma! I forgot that was here. Aw. For those of you who don't know, Emma was my cat who passed away a couple of years ago, and she would always come in and announce when it was time to end the stream. She would come in, an hour or two in and be like, okay, I'm making my presence known. Is this a secret access? Oh, there's secret access all over the place. It's been a while since I've really gone through my base. There also appears to be a hole up there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, I didn't have the best resolution on my monitor. We're also taking... I'm pretty sure I can survive this fall. I can survive that fall. I was like, I think I've done it before. Oh, we can ride out. It's very, very slowly. Yeah, so I feel like I had kind of fallen into a pattern of high quantity, low effort videos, which is not to say low quality, because usually you think like high quality or high quantity, low quality, and I don't feel like that has been the case with either of these with either of my channels. You can absolutely feel free to tell me if you think my the quality of my content has gone down. But I've been doing things that are a lot more story-based. So I have my Time at Sandrock series. I have the Apotheosis series. You know, and those are things that I can just kind of... I think this is the bed that I have been missing. I think this is the... I've been wondering why I don't have extra ender chests. And wait, nope, that's not how you do that. You put the ender chest in the ender chest, and then you break the ender chest. Yeah. Hi, what is all of this? Leaves. Okay. Yeah, so I'm really into, you know, I've always been enjoyed things that are story-based. Yeah, you know, I've enjoyed making that kind of content, and then over on my my main channel, doing what I had been calling New Music Monday, where I was doing I was learning a new piece of music. I would say every week. I was putting out a new piece of music every week, but I was I was often recording things in batches, so but I was really enjoying learning new classical pieces, and working through stuff like that. And again, it was stuff that I was going through my organ library and finding all kinds of music that I had never played before, and was really enjoying that project. But was not enjoying, wasn't being inspired to work on, arrangements and things like that. So, yeah, so it's a thing that's been going on for a while. And so I'm trying to do some things to just give myself a little bit of grace, give myself a chance to kind of recharge, all the creative stuff. Yeah, and, yeah, so people love to use the term burnout. I hate the term burnout. I don't know why. I just don't like the term. Yeah, because, when you say burnt out, it's like, oh, you don't want to work on anything, you're not inspired to do anything. And that's really not true, because I do have plenty of things that I enjoy doing. Right now, I'm on a quest to find the perfect musical for my school for this year. And yeah, so I have been listening to a lot of shows. And I've been really enjoying, kind of going through all of that. And that process and things like that. I started teaching voice lessons this summer, and in addition to teaching piano, and I'm loving doing that. It's something that I have been thinking about for a while. Something that the opportunity kind of came along to start that, and I decided it would be something to do, and absolutely having a blast doing that, and really excited to do more with that. And, went back to school, started back with church choir this week, and I'm really excited about all of that stuff. But, yeah, like, my own creative-driven stuff, not so much. So, I guess what this kind of comes down to is, where are we going from here? I've missed this castle. So where are we going from here? The answer is, I don't know. Like I said, I am not feeling inspired by building anything at the moment. Actually, I want to back up just a sec. I was thinking about this on the boat ride over here. Speaking of boats, I wanted to. Now that we have introduced boat fast travel to this world, I want to replicate one of these ships. No, I was going to design my own, and I was going to use that one as my transport. I guess there's no reason I have to. I could replicate one of these over in the harbor. It had always been my intention to use quote-unquote boat transport to travel to the various different parts of the world. I only got there when I did the Season 4 thing, so... might have to do that with Arendelle. Oh my goodness, I've been playing so much Apotheosis that I get here, I see this block, and I go, oh, treasure chest under here. Oh, old habits, or new habits? Let's see here. It's been a while. So 25. Episode 48. That had the start of a town. And then if we go upstairs, let's see. 63. Yeah, the change from... Can we see it? If I get on the... Oh, wait, I can shift. Yeah, the change from that map... Oh, I don't have zoom. Yeah, to this one. Crazy. And then, yeah, everything else filled in there. What was I saying? I was saying something about something. Boat travel. Back up. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, I remember. Part of the deal with this is, when I think about when I think about my YouTube career, I have been writing arrangements. Well, I've been doing YouTube for 8 years. I've been writing arrangements for 10 years. I've been working through getting all of my stuff ready to publish this summer, and I have about 170 arrangements that I've written in the last couple of years, and over the last 10 years, and it's a lot. And I'm looking at like the things that I want to arrange now, and like my tastes have changed. I mean, obviously, I still love Disney music, and I still enjoy arranging that. But like, I've done most of the big songs that I have any interest in actually doing. And so now I'm to the point of starting to work on things that are a little more niche, and things that are kind of off the beaten path, where there's not necessarily sheet music for it. So, I'm stuck having to, come up with a lot of that on my own, which is a challenge that I'm really enjoying. I wrote a number of arrangements from my time at Sandrock back in the spring, and all of those I did not have any sheet music that I was working from, and I really enjoyed the challenge and the process of that. So I'm excited to do more of that, but that's a very time-consuming process, and I really have to be in the right mood to do something like that. So yeah, but then bring that over to this channel. I've been in this world for 5 years now. That is a long time to work in one world. And obviously, I've had a lot of different projects that have spanned a lot of different, areas in this world. I've never been one to think of sightlines, but this, I have never paid attention to this before, that you come up around this corner and the castle comes into view. That's really cool. And then, to see the harbor. 5 years. It's a long time to work on any project. Even if you're doing different things. I mean, take arrangements. It's something different every time I start a new one. But there does come to a point. See, I can't talk. It gets to a point where, you want to do new things, and explore other avenues. And that's kind of where I am right now. Is it supposed to be up on the pole? I'm guessing it's supposed to be up on the pole. So, from a quote-unquote burnout point of view, I'm not burnt out, at all. I have plenty of things that I'm motivated to work on. None of them are YouTube. Which is unfortunate when I want my YouTube channels to grow. But yeah, so let's. I've rambled for a long time now. Let's bring this back around to OrgelCraft and this channel. So I said, if you remember the end of season 4, the start of this season, I had said, I was lacking in motivation, for the season 4 stuff, was just struggling to get anything done. I said, I'm not burnt out. I'm just done with that particular project. And I want to work on something else. And I said, I would tell you if I got to the point where I felt like I needed to, officially take a real break from OrgelCraft. And I guess that is what I'm telling you right now. Except that I'm not. So I've been thinking a lot about this and what I want to do and all of this. And it's tough because, my channel has actually been seeing a decent amount of growth. I think we're around 350 subscribers right now. A bunch of new people coming in, and that's really exciting. My goal is to hit 500 by the end of the year, and I think that might actually be doable. But what's tough is the best series, the videos that get the most views are OrgelCraft. Of course they are. That's been the mainstay of this channel for 5 years. I've played other games, I've had other Minecraft series, but really, this is what it all comes down to. So it's hard to make the decision to step away from this, when I know that, this, these kinds of videos are going to get, around 100 or so views, and everything else that I'm doing is sitting around 30 or 50. The Apotheosis episodes are doing pretty well. And I have a nice following from my time at Sandrock, so I'm very appreciative for all of that. Yeah, but in terms of OrgelCraft, I've come to... what I need to do is I need to be able to work on things when I feel like working on them without feeling the pressure of making an episode every week or every 2 weeks. Because the problem is... Hello, stone. Okay, when I need stone for a project, I'm going to remember it's over here. You know, I have been going, where are all of my shulker boxes? Found them. They're all lying around over here. I only want the empty ones. Yeah, I've been going, like, I swear I have shulker boxes. I do. They're over here. Yeah, so, you know, if I feel inspired to work on something, I will work on something, and I'll put together a video, and I will put out a video. If not, then I won't, and I'm not going to pressure myself to doing something, because the surefirest way... The most surefire way to get me to not do something is for me to say, hey, guess what, Rob? You have to do this. Yeah, I don't like when other people tell me what to do. Apparently, I don't like when I tell me what to do. And I tend to fall into this habit of, you know, saying, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z this week. And then X doesn't get done on Wednesday. It doesn't get done on Thursday. It doesn't get done on Friday. I got it done on Saturday, but now Y and Z, which we're going to take 2 days apiece, I don't have the energy or time or motivation for, so I don't want to get them done. So then they get put off to another week. The next week I had A, B, and C to do. And then it just spirals from there. And that's not just YouTube, that's everything, you know, in my life that I'm working on. So I'm giving myself the grace to step away from things. I have to say, okay, hang on. Wait, finish the thought, then do the other thought. So I have to give myself the grace to be able to take the time I need to do a video, you know, on terms that, you know, work for me, so that I can put out a video that's a high quality and not something that I put out because I had to put it out. So we'll talk time frame in a minute. Okay, so B-Dub said, give the fog a chance. He liked the fog. He said, give it a chance. I was like, I don't know how I feel. Standing here in the middle of Arendelle, I love it. I wish I could push it out a little bit. But yeah, I really like it here. It really adds a nice bit of, I think, realism to the world. I don't know. It feels more real for whatever reason. Also, straight line, straight line, straight line. Need to do something about those eventually. But yeah, okay. So let's talk time frame for episodes. I don't have one. You know, it's possible that I could, you know, hit inspiration tomorrow, start working on an episode, and have one next week. It's possible that it might be another month before I get an episode made. So basically, there's going to be no rhyme or reason to when episodes come out. What I will commit to doing is more Minecraft content on the channel. And so what that means is, if I don't have an OrgelCraft episode coming out on a Monday, I will do another Apotheosis episode for the week. And I'm going to look into some other things. we're getting close to spooky season, so I'm definitely revisiting horror maps this year because I did not do that last year. All right, now that we're here, we're going to fly over so we can walk into the castle at night. Oh, also, I was thinking about this the other day, because I had intended to come back here when I made this video. We have new wood types. I'm so excited to make more houses with the new wood types over here. Yeah, so, but yeah, so I might look into other maps. I might explore other series. I'm toying with the idea of trying to join a server. I'll probably would do a Hermit's Patreon server if I did something like that. You know, but I wonder if, like, actually playing with other people, you know, would kind of inspire me to do more things. But yeah, possibly, like, you know, other Minecraft challenges. I've always been fascinated by Skyblock. I love watching people's Skyblock series. I'm not sure that I have the patience to do Skyblock right now. I was just like, where's the stairway? It's on the other side of the castle. This is poor, poor design. I guess we could go this way and go to floor 1.5. Yeah, floor 1.5. I don't actually know where I want to go. I do love this texture pack that I created. I do feel like some of this needs to be toned down just a little bit. And honestly, I felt like that then, too. I was in the groove of building and didn't feel like revisiting that. But yeah, so I don't know. Skyblock, probably not. I am intrigued by the one block Skyblock, so I might give that a chance, and just see how it goes. I might. Is this supposed to be here? Oh, yes, because I made secret passageways. That's right, I totally forgot I made secret passageways. I also apparently never decorated this room. What is this room? Where am I? This is the stairway that leads to the upper floors. This is a... Oh, this was supposed to be a storage closet. And there are supposed to be secret passageways. That is a secret passageway down there. I just don't know how I'm supposed to get there. Okay. I forgot that I made secret passageways. But yeah, so I don't know if you have suggestions of other challenges. You know, definitely let me know. I'm up for things. I played a map when I was playing on my iPhone when I originally started that was kind of a takeoff on Skyblock, and it was just like single rows of blocks, you know, and that was kind of fun. Unfortunately, it's a Bedrock map, so I don't know if I can bring it over to Java. I'm sure it's probably possible. Yeah, Elsa's office is on the next floor? I think on the next floor. Let's see, this should be the whatever this room is. Why didn't I do pressure plates as the tabletops? I don't know. Unless you can't put a pressure plate on top of a fence post. Maybe you can't put a pressure plate on top of a fence post. There we go. And what floor's the library? Not the library. the library? It's not a library. Is it on the next floor? Or was it on the floor below? I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've been through here. But yeah, so since I know that like Minecraft content is, is the mainstay of this channel, I'm going to try to put more off of that because I know it's been very Sandrock heavy lately, and that's just because Sandrock is easier to record. I sit down, I spend 45 minutes, I'm done. This is the room I was looking for. Portrait gallery, not a portrait gallery. Painting, art studio, art gallery? I don't know. Do we have another floor, or am I on the top floor? Nope, I am definitely on the top floor. Are these not everybody's rooms? Everybody's rooms must have been on the other side. Or on the lower level. This was what I was looking for with our map art portraits. I miss doing map art. I really enjoyed these projects. See, this is why I've come back and going through all of this, because I had so much fun with these. And we saw the globe that I made, not the globe, but the map art of the world that I did for Spaceship Earth. What is this? I have no idea. Oh, these must be special, like the special characters to do the Rosmaling? I think that's what it's called, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, so that's kind of where things are. I'll be doing more Minecraft content. There should be a room over here. There is. I was gonna say, is there really not a bed here? We'll have a snooze. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's everything. I hope that all of that made sense. I hope I haven't rambled too much. I feel like I didn't want this series to drop off the face of the earth. Because honestly, I hate it when YouTubers do that. It's like, oh, it just disappears with no explanation. Sorry, I'll be back when I'm back. Which is kind of what I'm saying, is I'll be back when I'm back, but that's not really what I'm saying. This is what you actually stand on when you stand on fence posts. But yeah, I also don't want to be one of those people who like, yes, time to start a new series. 2 months later, yes, time to start a new series. 2 months later, new series. And I saw somebody the other day. It was like, starting my Forever World. And I was just like, isn't this the third Forever World you started in the last 2 years? Like, start a Forever World and keep it forever. Yeah. I'm not criticizing people. I don't care. People can play however they want. It bugs me when I'm like, starting my Forever World for the third time. There is one person in particular I'm thinking of. I will leave you to guess who that is. But yeah, I tried starting over. That was season 4. That didn't work. So yeah, so we're staying in this world. In all of its glory and messiness and craziness, we are going to stick with this world. Also, I need to remember to up my render distance. Yeah, there are many projects to work on, and lots to still be done. One other thing is, I'm also not going to hold myself to necessarily working on the season 5 area. Like I said, there's stuff that I want to get back to in Arendelle. There's stuff that I want to get back to here with the Star Destroyer. I'm not opposed to working on things in the season 4 area of the world. Yeah, there's a lot still to be done. So it'll be nice to to be able to explore some other things with all of that. My other hope is to get back to streaming. Because something that I would love to work on is just doing some terraforming in Arendelle. I've got mountains to build. I have a whole other side of the fjord that needs to be terraformed. I have terraforming that needs to be done in the city. So, but that's not stuff that, I can put in a time lapse, but I can't make a video out of that. So it is my hope to get back to streaming. I'm not going to promise any start date to that nor any regularity to it, other than it'll be on Wednesday nights. But I kind of need my fall schedule to settle down before I can really dive into anything like that. So yeah. So if you've made it all the way to the end of this long, rambling, talky video, thank you so much. And yeah, just know that I'm not going anywhere. Things are just gonna look a little bit different for the time being, while my creative batteries recharge, so to speak. So we'll call it there. Thank you all so much for watching. See you real soon.